Your doctor probably isn't telling you this, but groundbreaking research from Harvard and McMaster University discovered that a simple protein powder can restore up to 80% of muscle lost after 60, even outperforming medication. This might explain why 9 out of 10 seniors end up in nursing homes when it could be prevented. In today's video, I will reveal exactly which protein can reverse your muscle loss, why most doctors rarely recommend it, and how to safely incorporate it into your daily routine, even if you're on medication. You won't need to join a gym or completely overhaul your diet. This simple addition to your day could be the difference between dependency and living life on your terms. Let's dive in. If this helps, please subscribe and tap the bell icon for more wellness tips. Please hit like if this video was helpful and dislike if you found it unsatisfactory to help us improve videos more daily. Let's talk about something happening inside your body right now that you might not even realize. It's called sarcopenia, a medical term for age-related muscle loss. But don't let the fancy name intimidate you. It simply means the natural decline in muscle mass and strength that happens as we age. Here's what's truly eye-opening. After turning 60, your body naturally loses about 1 to 2% of its muscle mass every single year. Think about that. By age 70, you could lose up to 15% of the strength you had at 60. By 80, you might have lost a third of your muscle mass without even realizing it was happening. You see, sarcopenia doesn't announce itself with pain or dramatic symptoms. Instead, it sneaks up quietly. You might notice you're feeling more tired throughout the day. Getting up from your favorite chair becomes a little harder each month. Things you used to lift with ease now feel surprisingly heavy. And those occasional stumbles? They might not be clumsiness. They could be your body telling you your muscles aren't supporting you like they once did. But the impact goes far beyond these small daily challenges. When muscle strength diminishes, your independence slowly erodes with it. Simple joys like playing with grandchildren, gardening, or taking walks around the neighborhood become more difficult. The risk of falls increases dramatically, and with it, the fear of broken bones and hospital stays. What breaks my heart is seeing so many vibrant, intelligent people who worked hard their entire lives suddenly find themselves dependent on others for basic tasks. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that muscle weakness is behind nearly 90% of nursing home admissions. Not disease, not dementia, but simply the inability to perform daily activities safely. But here's why I'm sharing this with you today. Sarcopenia isn't inevitable. It isn't something you have to accept as just part of getting older. Science has discovered something remarkable that can help you maintain and even rebuild the muscle you've lost. And that's where our protein solution comes in. So what exactly is this powerful muscle-preserving protein? It's called whey protein, and chances are you've heard of it before, maybe from your grandchildren or seen it at the store. But what you might not know is the science behind why it works so exceptionally well for people our age. Whey protein has a fascinating origin story. It's actually a byproduct of the cheese-making process, that liquid that separates when milk curdles. For centuries, this liquid was considered worthless and thrown away. Little did anyone know it contained one of nature's most perfect proteins for human health. What makes whey protein special is its nutritional profile. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your body needs, but cannot produce on its own. It's particularly rich in something called leucine, which acts like a light switch for muscle growth in your body. After 60, that switch gets harder to flip, unless you have enough leucine, which whey provides in abundance. When compared to other proteins, like those from chicken, beans, or even other dairy sources, whey has 2 remarkable advantages. First, it's absorbed incredibly quickly, flooding your bloodstream with those muscle-building amino acids when your body needs them most. Second, its amino acid structure is optimized for muscle synthesis. It's almost as if nature designed it specifically for preserving strength. You'll find whey protein comes in 3 main varieties, each with its own benefits. Whey concentrate is the least processed and contains some beneficial nutrients beyond just protein, though it does contain small amounts of lactose and fat. Whey isolate is more refined, with higher protein content and virtually no lactose, perfect if you're watching your calories or have mild lactose sensitivity. The third type, hydrolysate, is partially pre-digested, making it the fastest absorbing option and gentlest on sensitive stomachs, though it tends to be more expensive. What I find most remarkable is how something so simple, a protein that's been around for centuries, could have such profound effects on our health and independence as we age. And the best part? Unlike many health solutions, it doesn't require a prescription, invasive procedures, or complicated regimens. It's accessible, affordable, and backed by some of the most impressive research I've seen in decades of studying nutrition. Now, let's uncover the fascinating science that explains why whey protein works so remarkably well for those of us over 60. Have you ever wondered why staying strong seems to get harder with each passing year despite your best efforts? There's actually a biological reason for this, and scientists call it anabolic resistance. Think of anabolic resistance like this. When we're younger, our muscles are eager listeners. They respond quickly when we give them protein. But as we age, our muscles become somewhat hard of hearing. They need us to speak louder and more clearly to get the same message. This is why the protein that worked for you at 40 simply isn't enough at 60, 70, or beyond. This is where leucine, that special amino acid I mentioned earlier, becomes your best friend. Leucine acts like a doorbell that rings loud enough for your aging muscles to hear. When enough leucine enters your bloodstream, it triggers something called the mTOR pathway. Think of it as the master switch for building new muscle tissue. Without enough leucine, that switch stays off, no matter how much protein you eat. And here's where whey protein truly shines. Among all natural food proteins, whey contains the highest concentration of leucine. About 10 to 12% of its amino acid profile is leucine. To put this in perspective, you would need to eat nearly twice as much chicken or 3 times as much plant protein to get the same leucine content as a single serving of whey. Don't just take my word for it though. The research results are truly remarkable. A groundbreaking study from McMaster University followed adults over 70 who added whey protein to their daily routine. After just 6 months, participants regained an average of 700 grams of pure muscle mass, muscle that many doctors would have said was gone forever. Even more impressive was the Harvard Medical School research that compared whey protein to pharmaceutical interventions for muscle loss. The protein group not only gained more muscle but showed a 33% improvement in stair climbing power and a 26% increase in overall strength. Imagine what that means for daily life. Greater confidence when walking, easier time carrying groceries, and significantly reduced fall risk. The most remarkable finding? These improvements happened even in participants who were well into their 80s. This challenges everything we thought we knew about aging. Your body never loses its ability to build muscle. It just needs the right nutritional tools to do so. While rebuilding muscle is impressive enough, what truly amazes me is how whey protein provides so many additional benefits that address the exact health concerns many of us face after 60. Take bone health, for instance. Did you know that muscle and bone health are intimately connected? As whey protein helps strengthen your muscles, it simultaneously supports bone density. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition show that older adults who consumed whey protein daily had significantly higher calcium retention and improved bone mineral density compared to control groups. This dual action could be one of your strongest allies against fractures. Then there's the welcome benefit of weight management. After 60, our metabolism naturally slows, making weight control more challenging. Whey protein helps in 3 ways. It increases your feeling of fullness, preserves calorie-burning muscle during weight loss, and requires more energy to digest than carbohydrates. A study from the University of Minnesota found that adults who added whey protein to their diet lost 6.1% more body fat while preserving precious muscle tissue. Heart health and blood sugar control also improve with regular whey protein consumption. Clinical trials have shown that it can lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, by up to 7% while improving insulin sensitivity by 11 to 22%. For those concerned about blood pressure, whey contains natural compounds called cytokinins that have been shown to have similar effects to common blood pressure medications, but without side effects. Perhaps most surprising is whey protein's impact on immunity. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens, leaving us more vulnerable to illness. Whey protein contains a precursor to glutathione, often called the body's master antioxidant. By boosting glutathione production, whey helps strengthen immune function and reduce inflammation throughout the body. This could explain why studies show adults who consume whey regularly have fewer sick days and faster recovery times. When you consider all these benefits together, stronger muscles, healthier bones, better weight management, improved heart health, controlled blood sugar, and enhanced immunity, whey protein starts to look less like a supplement and more like a comprehensive health solution for healthy aging. Now you understand why whey protein could be the key to reclaiming the strength and muscle you've lost. But if it's truly this effective, why haven't most seniors, perhaps including yourself, ever been advised to use it? Let's uncover the surprising reasons behind this oversight. You might be wondering, if whey protein is so effective, why hasn't your doctor recommended it? The answer reveals a lot about our healthcare system and how we approach aging in America. Modern medicine has achieved incredible breakthroughs in treating diseases. When you have pneumonia, a broken hip, or heart trouble, our medical system excels at addressing the immediate problem. But here's the challenge. Our healthcare system is designed to treat problems after they happen, rather than prevent them in the first place. I experienced this firsthand with my own mother. At 78, she began having trouble with simple tasks like carrying groceries and getting up from chairs. When we visited her doctor, he prescribed pain medication, but never once asked about her muscle strength or protein intake. Like many physicians, he was trained to treat symptoms rather than address the underlying cause: her diminishing muscle mass. This reflects a broader issue in medical training. Did you know that most doctors receive less than 25 hours of nutrition education during their entire medical school career? A survey of physicians found that while 94% believed nutritional counseling should be part of patient care, only 14% felt qualified to provide it. It's not that your doctor doesn't care. They simply weren't trained to see nutrition as medicine. Then there's the widespread misconception that protein supplements are exclusively for younger people trying to build large muscles. For decades, the fitness industry has marketed protein powders with images of bodybuilders and athletes. This creates a powerful psychological barrier. Many seniors feel these products aren't meant for people like me. Perhaps most concerning is how recently the medical community recognized sarcopenia as a serious health condition. The formal diagnostic criteria for age-related muscle loss were only established in 2010, and many practicing physicians completed their training long before this research emerged. The latest studies on protein requirements for seniors are still making their way from research journals to clinical practice, a process that typically takes 17 years in medicine. So when your doctor doesn't mention protein supplements, it's not because they don't work. It's because there's a significant gap between cutting-edge nutritional research and everyday medical practice. Beyond the medical community, there are several persistent myths about protein that keep many seniors from considering whey protein as part of their health routine. Let's examine these misconceptions one by one. Misconception number 1. Protein is only for young people and athletes. This belief couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, research from the National Institutes of Health shows that our protein needs actually increase as we age, not decrease. Think about it this way. When you're younger, protein helps build new muscle. After 60, protein becomes even more crucial because it helps preserve the muscle you already have. I remember speaking with Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher who believed protein supplements weren't age-appropriate. She told me, "Those are for my grandson who plays football, not for grandmother types like me." 6 months after adding whey protein to her diet, she called to share that she could carry her own groceries again and play with her grandchildren without getting exhausted. The very people who think they don't need additional protein are often those who would benefit most from it. Misconception number 2. High protein intake damages your kidneys. This is perhaps the most common concern I hear, and it stems from outdated information. The truth is that decades of research have conclusively shown that protein intake within recommended ranges is completely safe for people with healthy kidney function. The confusion comes from the fact that people who already have kidney disease are often advised to limit protein. However, this has been incorrectly generalized to the healthy population. A landmark review published in the International Journal of Sports Nutrition examined 26 scientific studies and found no evidence that higher protein intake harms kidney function in healthy adults. Of course, if you have existing kidney disease, you should work with your doctor on protein intake. However, for the vast majority of seniors, higher protein consumption is not only safe but beneficial for overall health. Misconception number 3. Protein powder is unnatural and full of chemicals. This concern is understandable in a world where many processed foods are indeed filled with artificial ingredients. However, high-quality whey protein is one of the most natural supplements available. Let me walk you through how whey protein is made. When milk is used to make cheese, it naturally separates into curds and whey. The same curds and whey from the Little Miss Muffet nursery rhyme. The whey liquid is then filtered to concentrate the protein content and dried into powder form. That's it, no chemicals or synthetic compounds needed. Premium whey protein products undergo rigorous quality testing and are held to strict standards by the FDA. Many brands offer options that are certified organic, hormone-free, and tested for contaminants. When you choose a quality product, you're getting one of the purest forms of protein available. Misconception number 4. A normal diet provides enough protein. This might have been true when you were 40, but your nutritional needs change significantly with age. Research shows that adults over 60 need between 1.0 and 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. That's about 50% more than the standard recommendation for younger adults. For a 150-pound person, that means consuming between 68 to 82 grams of protein every day. Many seniors struggle to reach this amount through diet alone. A study tracking the eating habits of adults over 70 found that nearly 40% consumed less than 2/3 of their recommended protein intake. There's also the challenge of digestion and absorption. As we age, our digestive efficiency naturally declines. This means that even if you're eating high-protein foods, you may not be absorbing all the nutrients they contain. Whey protein is particularly valuable because it's easy to digest and highly bioavailable. Your body can use nearly all of it. I often tell people to think of protein needs like prescription glasses. When your vision changes with age, you don't just squint harder, you get glasses with the right prescription. Similarly, when your protein needs and digestive ability change with age, adjusting your intake is the sensible response. Another reason many seniors miss out on the benefits of whey protein is the misconception about its cost and accessibility. Let's address these practical concerns that might be holding you back. Many people assume protein supplements are expensive, but when you break down the numbers, the value becomes clear. A typical serving of high-quality whey protein delivers about 25 grams of protein for approximately $1 to $1.50. To get the same amount of protein from traditional foods, you'd need to consume about 4 eggs, a large chicken breast, or 3 cups of Greek yogurt. When you compare the actual cost per gram of protein, whey is often more economical than many protein-rich foods, especially considering there's no preparation time or food waste. Janet, a 67-year-old retiree on a fixed income, told me she initially dismissed protein supplements as a luxury item. After calculating what she was spending on meat that often spoiled before she could eat it all, she realized whey protein was actually saving her money while ensuring she met her protein needs. There's also a significant information gap when it comes to guidance specifically for seniors. Walk into any pharmacy or health food store and you'll find dozens of protein products with labels featuring young athletes and complex fitness terminology. What you won't find is clear guidance about which products are best for older adults or how to use them appropriately for your needs. This reflects a broader issue with marketing in the supplement industry. Companies invest heavily in targeting younger demographics, with less than 3% of supplement advertising directed toward older adults. The typical whey protein container features images of muscular young people and uses terminology like muscle gains and pumps that simply don't resonate with our generation. Perhaps the most powerful barrier is psychological. Many seniors don't see themselves as the type of person who uses supplements. There's often a sense that supplements belong to a culture of fitness enthusiasts that feels foreign or inaccessible. I've had countless conversations with active, health-conscious seniors who were taking multiple vitamins daily, but somehow felt that protein powder would be going too far, or not for people like me. The truth is that whey protein isn't about joining a different culture. It's simply about giving your body the nutrients it needs as you age, just like taking vitamin D or calcium. Perhaps the most fundamental reason so many seniors miss out on this solution is a lack of awareness about how crucial muscle maintenance truly is for healthy aging. For decades, we've been conditioned to view muscle loss as an inevitable part of getting older, something to be accepted rather than addressed. Many of us grew up watching our parents and grandparents gradually become frailer and assumed this was simply nature's plan. This fatalistic view prevents many from taking proactive steps that could dramatically change their aging experience. What's rarely discussed is the powerful connection between muscle strength and longevity. A groundbreaking study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 4,000 adults aged 65 plus for 15 years and found something remarkable. Muscle strength was a stronger predictor of mortality than even high blood pressure, cholesterol, or smoking history. The strongest individuals had a 50% lower death rate compared to the weakest, regardless of age. Yet, our healthcare system still focuses primarily on visible health markers, like blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. While these are certainly important, they tell only part of the story. When was the last time your doctor measured your grip strength or assessed your leg muscle mass? For most of us, the answer is never. Standard medical checkups rarely include evaluations of muscle strength or mass, despite evidence that these factors powerfully predict future health outcomes. The Journal of Gerontology found that low muscle mass increases hospitalization risk by 34% and makes recovery from illness significantly more difficult. I'll never forget meeting Robert, an 83-year-old who prided himself on his perfect blood pressure and cholesterol numbers. He was devastated when a minor fall led to a broken hip, followed by a cascade of complications that left him dependent on a walker. His blood work had been perfect, but his gradually diminishing muscle strength, never measured or addressed, had left him vulnerable. This lack of awareness extends beyond the medical community. Many seniors focus on walking for exercise, which is excellent for cardiovascular health, but doesn't adequately address muscle maintenance. Others worry about appearance-related aspects of aging, like wrinkles or gray hair, but don't realize that internal muscle loss has a far greater impact on quality of life and independence. The good news is that awareness is growing, and you're ahead of the curve by learning this information today. Unlike many aspects of aging, muscle loss is something you can take meaningful action to address. Now you understand why this simple solution is often overlooked despite its life-changing potential. But the most important question remains: how can you use whey protein effectively and safely, especially when you're over 60? Let's dive into practical guidance that you can start implementing today. Let's get practical about how to incorporate whey protein into your daily routine for the best results. I want to share exactly what works based on both scientific research and my experience with thousands of adults just like you. When it comes to dosage, the sweet spot for adults over 60 is between 20 to 30 grams of whey protein per serving. This amount has been consistently shown in research to trigger optimal muscle protein synthesis. That's the process where your body actually builds and repairs muscle tissue. Less than 20 grams often won't provide enough leucine to flip that important muscle-building switch we discussed earlier. More than 30 grams doesn't provide additional benefits for most people, as your body can only process so much protein at once. To visualize what 20 to 30 grams looks like, It's typically about 1 scoop of most whey protein powders, which is quite manageable, about the size of a golf ball. You'll mix this with about 8 to 12 ounces of liquid. How often should you consume whey protein? For most adults over 60, I recommend 1 to 2 servings daily. 1 serving is sufficient if you're already consuming other protein-rich foods throughout the day. 2 servings may be beneficial if you struggle to get enough protein from your regular diet or if you're actively working to rebuild lost muscle. Now, timing matters more than most people realize. Your body doesn't just need a total amount of protein by the end of the day. It needs protein distributed throughout the day to maintain muscle effectively. Think of it like watering a garden. 1 heavy downpour once a day isn't as effective as steady, smaller amounts of water throughout the day. There are 3 particularly powerful times to consume whey protein. First, within 30 to 45 minutes after any physical activity, even something as simple as a walk or light gardening. This is when your muscles are most receptive to protein and will use it most efficiently. Second, between meals when protein levels in your bloodstream naturally dip, a mid-morning or mid-afternoon protein shake can help maintain a steady supply of amino acids to your muscles. Third, and this is something many people miss, before bedtime can be incredibly effective. A small serving of whey protein about an hour before sleep provides amino acids during the night when your body does much of its repair work. Many seniors report better sleep quality as an unexpected benefit of this approach. What many of my clients find most liberating is that you don't need to be perfect with timing. Even if you can only manage 1 consistent serving of whey protein daily at a convenient time for you, you'll still see meaningful benefits. The key is consistency rather than perfection. With so many protein powders lining store shelves, choosing the right one can feel overwhelming. Let me simplify this process for you with some straightforward guidance on finding a high-quality whey protein that's perfect for your needs. First, let's talk about what truly matters in a quality whey protein product. The most important factor is protein content per serving. Look for products that provide at least 20 grams of protein per serving with minimal additional ingredients. A good rule of thumb, the shorter the ingredient list, the better. When examining labels, pay special attention to what you should avoid. Many whey proteins targeted at younger consumers contain added sugars, artificial sweeteners, and unnecessary fillers that you simply don't need. Specifically, I recommend avoiding products with more than 3 grams of sugar per serving. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, which can cause digestive issues for many seniors. Long lists of artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Excessive sodium, over 150 milligrams per serving. The type of whey protein matters too. As we discussed earlier, whey comes in 3 main forms: concentrate, isolate, and hydrolysate. For most seniors, I recommend either whey isolate or a blend of isolate and concentrate. Isolate provides the highest protein percentage with minimal lactose, making it easier to digest for those with mild lactose sensitivity. A blend gives you the purity of isolate with some of the beneficial nutrients found in concentrate. Third-party testing and certification are other important indicators of quality. Look for products verified by organizations like NSF International, Informed Choice, or USP. These independent certifications ensure the product actually contains what the label claims and is free from harmful contaminants or banned substances. Reading nutrition labels becomes simple when you know what to look for. Focus on these key sections. Protein content should be at least 20 grams per serving. Calories, ideally under 150 per serving. Carbohydrates, preferably under 5 grams per serving. Ingredient list. Whey protein isolate or concentrate should be first on the list. Price isn't always an indicator of quality, but extremely cheap proteins often use lower-grade ingredients. A good quality whey protein typically costs between $0.75 to $1.50 per serving. A small investment when you consider the health benefits. Mary, a 76-year-old client of mine, kept a simple approach. She told me, "I found a plain, unflavored whey isolate with just 2 ingredients. I add my own flavoring with a teaspoon of cocoa powder or berries. It's affordable, and I know exactly what I'm putting in my body." This practical approach has served her well for over 5 years now. Now that you know what to look for in a quality whey protein, let's explore how to make it delicious and integrate it seamlessly into your existing eating habits. The good news is that you don't need to become a nutritionist or completely change the way you eat. Let me share some simple protein shake recipes that have been hit with my older clients. First is what I call the classic comfort shake. Mix 1 scoop of vanilla whey protein with 8 ounces of milk, regular or plant-based, half a banana, a tablespoon of natural peanut butter, and a dash of cinnamon. It tastes like a treat, but delivers powerful nutrition. For those who prefer something refreshing, try the Berry Boost. Blend 1 scoop of unflavored or vanilla whey with 4 ounces each of water and orange juice, a handful of mixed berries, frozen works perfectly, and a small spoonful of honey if desired. It's bright, energizing, and packed with antioxidants alongside your protein. What surprises many people is how easily whey protein can be incorporated into everyday foods beyond shakes. For breakfast, try stirring unflavored whey into your morning oatmeal while it's still hot. It dissolves beautifully and adds a creaminess without changing the flavor. For lunch, mix it into soups or stews as they cool slightly. It thickens the broth while boosting nutrition. Helen, a 72-year-old former teacher, told me she stirs whey protein into her yogurt each morning with a little maple syrup and sliced almonds. It's so simple, and I don't feel like I'm taking a supplement. It's just part of my breakfast, she says. For optimal benefits, try pairing your whey protein with anti-inflammatory foods. The combination is particularly powerful because while protein rebuilds muscle, anti-inflammatory foods help reduce the background inflammation that contributes to muscle loss. Excellent choices include colorful berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, extra virgin olive oil. A tablespoon in your shake is undetectable, but adds healthy fats. Nuts and seeds, walnuts and flax seeds are particularly beneficial. Green tea makes an excellent base liquid for your shake. One important note that many people overlook is that when increasing protein intake, your body needs additional hydration. Protein metabolism requires water, so aim to drink an extra 8 to 16 ounces of water daily when using whey protein. Many of the minor side effects people occasionally report with protein supplements, like mild headaches or fatigue, are actually signs of dehydration rather than issues with the protein itself. Margaret, who recently celebrated her 84th birthday, keeps it simple. She places a glass of water beside her protein shake and doesn't leave the table until she's finished both. This simple habit ensures proper hydration and has become second nature. While whey protein provides the building blocks for muscle, gentle physical activity sends the signal to your body to use those building blocks effectively. The combination is far more powerful than either approach alone. You don't need expensive equipment or gym memberships to benefit from resistance training. Let me share 4 simple exercises you can do right at home that have helped countless seniors rebuild strength. First, chair rises. Start seated in a sturdy chair with feet flat on the floor. Using your leg muscles, stand up completely, then slowly lower back down to sitting. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. If that's too challenging at first, use your hands for assistance and gradually work toward using just your legs. Second, wall pushes. Stand facing a wall with your feet about arm's length away. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height. Bend your elbows to lean in toward the wall, then push back to the starting position. Try for 10 to 12 repetitions. This safely strengthens the chest, shoulder, and arm muscles. Third, kitchen counter lifts. Stand at your kitchen counter, hold the edge, rise up onto your toes, and then slowly lower back down. Repeat 10 to 15 times. This strengthens calves and ankles, which are crucial for balance and mobility. Fourth, seated leg extensions. While sitting, straighten one leg out in front of you, hold for 3 seconds, then lower. Alternate legs for 10 repetitions each. This strengthens the front thigh muscles that help with climbing stairs and getting up from chairs. These exercises take less than 10 minutes, but can dramatically enhance the effectiveness of your protein intake. Try to perform them 2 to 3 times weekly. Beyond formal exercises, daily movement matters tremendously. Activities you might not think of as exercise: gardening, walking the dog, taking stairs instead of elevators, even carrying groceries, all signal your body to maintain and build muscle when combined with adequate protein. The synergy between protein and movement creates what scientists call an anabolic environment, conditions perfect for rebuilding lost muscle. Research from Tufts University found that seniors who combined protein supplementation with light resistance training regained twice as much muscle as those using either approach alone. For those with mobility limitations, I want to offer special encouragement. Even gentle seated exercises can make a significant difference. William, who used a wheelchair following a stroke, strengthened his upper body by using soup cans as lightweights while consuming whey protein. Within months, he regained enough strength to transfer himself more independently, significantly improving his quality of life. Safety is paramount when adding any supplement to your routine, especially as we age. Let me address the most important considerations to ensure whey protein works for your unique situation. First, let's discuss health conditions that require extra caution. If you have kidney disease, particularly if you're on dialysis, you should definitely consult with your nephrologist before increasing protein intake. While healthy kidneys handle protein efficiently, damaged kidneys may need carefully monitored protein levels. If you have true dairy allergies, not just lactose intolerance, whey protein may not be appropriate as it is derived from milk. However, many people who are lactose intolerant can still use whey isolate successfully because most of the lactose is removed during processing. For those managing diabetes or monitoring blood sugar, the good news is that whey protein may actually help stabilize glucose levels. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that whey protein before meals reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes by 28% in diabetes patients. Still, it's wise to check your glucose levels more frequently when first adding whey to understand your body's response. Regarding medication interactions, whey protein is generally safe and doesn't directly interact with most medications. However, timing can matter. Since protein can affect the absorption rates of some medications, I recommend taking medications either 1 hour before or 2 hours after your protein shake, unless your doctor advises otherwise. A few specific medications warrant attention. Levodopa, for Parkinson's disease. Take at least 30 minutes apart from protein. Some antibiotics, particularly tetracyclines, separate by at least 2 hours. Certain osteoporosis medications. Follow specific timing instructions from your pharmacist. When should you definitely talk to your doctor? I recommend a conversation if you have existing kidney disease, are on multiple medications, have uncontrolled diabetes, or have had any protein-restricted diet recommended to you previously. Monitoring your progress helps ensure whey protein is working for you. Simple methods include keeping a journal of your energy levels, noting any changes in your ability to perform daily activities, and occasionally measuring your grip strength or how quickly you can rise from a chair. These functional measurements often reveal improvements before you notice visual changes. Clara, age 79, created a simple monthly check-in routine. She times how long it takes to climb her staircase and how many chair rises she can complete in 30 seconds. It's been incredibly motivating to see those numbers improve, she told me. After 3 months, I was moving 30% faster and felt steadier on my feet. If you notice any digestive discomfort when starting whey protein, simple adjustments usually help. Start with half the recommended serving and gradually increase. Ensure you're drinking enough water, or try taking a digestive enzyme supplement designed for dairy products. Transition. Now you have all the tools to start using whey protein safely and effectively. This isn't just a nutritional supplement. It's a way to reclaim the strength, independence, and quality of life you deserve. With the right approach, you can begin rebuilding what time has taken away and write a different story for your future.